Demo, everybody, come on, let's get together for a demo. All right, today, this demo is now about one of the more fundamental things in cooking. We're doing tomato concassé, and as we discussed earlier in lecture, tomato concassé is nothing else but a peeled and seeded tomato. Oftentimes, it's diced or chopped up in some kind and used as a garnish or part of sauces and so on. Why are we doing this? For the simple reason, the tomato skin is awfully tough. Tomato skin is very, very tough. So the way to get this is very simple. We first have to remove the score with a small paring knife, remove the core right here, cut it out like this. Next thing you do is you score the skin. Only score it a millimeter deep. Honestly, do not go much deeper, just score the skin. And then we have our tomatoes, and they all go into boiling water, rapidly boiling water. Make sure the water sets on the stove and have it directly over the heat source and bring it to a rapid boil and plunge them right in. You see it's a rather generous amount of water. We want to make sure they continues to cook. Now, you may be wondering, okay, how long am I blanching this now? Between 5 and 30 seconds. I know we couldn't be more inaccurate, but it varies so much depending on the tomatoes, on the maturity, on how old they actually are and so on. I will show you just now how I know they're done. Just take them out real quick, check them out. No, still need a little longer. You will see that the skin starts dripping by itself. But you need a large amount of water boiling rapidly. That's very important. And check it out again. Yes, the first one is done. And I'll show you what I saw here. I want to put them into ice water as quick as possible. That's very important. Check out the next one. Yeah, next one is done too. As you see, they all need a little different time. This one is still not done. This is a tough sucker. It takes some time. Yeah, there we go. All right, so they're blanched. They need to stay in the ice water for at least the same amount of time they have been in the boiling water, if not even longer. However, do not teach them scuba diving in there. I mean, once they're cold, they need to leave the ice water. That's very important. So once they're cold, you take them out. I can show you now very clear what I actually saw there, what made me take them out. You can see very clear that the skin started peeling back by itself. That's what happened with this one. Another one, you can see that the scores I made. You can see here very clear, it started dripping further by itself, showing me it's done. Another thing I could see very clear here was this cut also. It went further by itself, one deeper, so that shows me they're done. You can make sure they're completely cold. The next step in concassé production is to completely peel them, and the skin comes right off. Comes right off, no problem at all. So make sure you peel them always. See, the skin is extremely tough. That's how we take them off. At this stage, what you can do with these things, it's also pretty cool. With a peeled tomato, you can make a nice tomato salad with it. You should try this with a peeled tomato. It's a really cool thing. Tastes very nice. Give it a quick rinse. Give it a quick rinse. Make sure that everything is fine. Then the next step is you take the tomato, you cut it in half. Cut it in half once, and from there you cut it in quarters. And then you remove all seeds from the inside. But I like to do it just with my knife. And make sure all seeds are gone. We're going through all this painstaking effort. So we have it right here. And what we have here with all the seeds gone, that is already tomato concassé. Now the concassé oftentimes is actually chopped or diced in some sort for tomato sauce. And as you see, it's a very labor-intense job. And for a tomato sauce, more often than not, you can actually also use canned tomatoes. Right? When a recipe oftentimes asks for 2 pounds of tomato concassé, I will only do this when I have really fresh and tasty tomatoes. Otherwise, I will just not do that. So classically, as I said, the concassé is then just diced up into small little pieces, a cool garnish on a salad, a part of a tomato sauce for some textural attribute, or as we'll do later on, actually tomorrow we'll do this with our chicken breast provençal, it's a part of the sauce. And that's nice and tender tomato concassé.